So these white folks actually think that poverty was actually meant for black people. They think that they can never suffer. They think that our skin. No wonder in one of the video where a particular lady actually said she don't shower every day, a white lady actually said she don't shower every day. She made a comment like, black people shower every day because they are dirty. Because they are dirty. So the same scenarios applying here, that these people actually think that poverty was literally meant for black people like me. Like, do I look poor? Do I look poor? Anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time seeing it, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video so that you guys can see where these people were literally confessing and saying, we thought, but right now it is not the way we thought, it is how it's happening to us. They're not getting into reality, because I've done videos countless times of them knowing fully well that right now they are the ones that are on welfare, food stamp, DEI. But on this case today, let's dive into it. Let's go, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Every day when I watch these fake Christians, these modern day Pharisees, they're so nasty, they're so vile, they're so morally repulsive on social media. They say the nastiest, most hateful, ignorant, stupid things every single day. And they always have a scripture in their bio, right? Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast. By your fruits shall you be judged. So Jesus chose a convicted felon who sexually abuses women, who performs oral sex on a microphone, who calls Puerto Rico garbage, who demonizes immigrants, who didn't rent to black people, who has dinner with Nick Fuentes, a white nationalist, who's working with Elon Musk, who gave the Yahtzee salute, who stole from cancer charities, who's such a piece of shit that on his third failed marriage, hey, I thought marriage was between one man and one woman. Oh, he gets a pass because he's a Republican. Nobody's perfect, Paul. Don't judge. Yes, shut up. He made a promise before God, his wife, and his wife's family. He says, I will love you for better or for worse. And what does he do? While his wife is at home with their 2-week-old son. The guy that says, I can't tell you what my favorite book in the Bible is because it's too personal. He has unprotected sex with a porn star in Las Vegas. But you're so stupid. You're so ignorant, so uneducated, such a whiny little bitch of a white victim that you think that guy somehow gives two shits about you. Oh, I didn't know I was going to lose my job. That's not... Yeah, who knew that a convicted felon who can't even keep his marriage vows wasn't going to be honest with you? If only we knew. But it's all fake, right? Cancer charities, that's fake news. Sexual abuse, that's all made up. Asking for 11,000 votes in Georgia, oh, that's all made up, that's all fake news. Elon Musk, no, he didn't really do what you saw on TV. None of it's real. Everything you saw, ignore it. Felons, oh, no, that's George Soros and the radical left. Oh, that's not what he said. Let me explain to you with my dumbass compass here, my translator, what he actually meant. Oh, wait, I have to defend him because I'm a dumbass. But praise Jesus, right? And then the kicker that really gets me is you think that God stood up there, up in heaven, on his throne, and watched the Holocaust, and George Floyd, and Breonna Taylor, and hundreds of years of slavery, and Stalin, and Benito Mussolini, and the Mustache Man in Germany, and all the school shootings across this country, over 40,000 people a year. Hiroshima, God did nothing, just sat on his ass, right? Oh, but Donald Trump, the man who sexually abuses women, who's a disgusting piece of shit. God goes, oh, that's the guy I want because he is a shining light of my love and compassion and forgiveness and empathy. This is what we're dealing with, America. These are the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. And these people really believe this shit. They are mentally gone. They want the Confederacy. They want segregation. They want white Christian America. And they cherry pick the scripture every goddamn day. Do you eat pork? Do you eat shellfish? Do you shave your beard? Do you have tattoos? Did you know that in Leviticus, it says if a man lies with another man's wife, the penalty is to be unalived? Don't you believe the Bible? So why don't... I'm just asking. It's a question, TikTok. Why aren't you living by that? Oh, that's not what it meant, right? Let me look back to my bullshit compass here. Let me translate what they actually meant 2,000 years ago, even though I wasn't there. What it means is that you want to pick certain parts of the Bible that pushes your bullshit religion, that allows you to play God instead of judge God. Because today's evangelical movement, why they go to church on Sunday with their Joe and the Hoe bumper stickers and their F Joe Biden flags, and while their kids read out of a Bible where Noah has sex with his daughters in a cave, that's not indoctrination, but a gay pride flag is, right? 12 transgenders, that's a bridge too far. But if you sexually assault women, you should be president because that's what Jesus wants. You gotta love America, don't you? Oh yeah.
Can we just talk for a minute about the Arkansas soybean farmers? Arkansas voted 2/3 for Trump. Trump had promised to implement tariffs. Trump then implemented those tariffs. China has retaliated, and because our soybeans, the tariff war made our soybeans too expensive, they decided to buy their soybeans from Brazil, signed 20-year contracts with Brazil, and now for a generation, the Arkansas soybean farmers are screwed because they lost their biggest soybean customer. And they are demanding compensation. Demanding. I mean, I almost admire it. I almost admire the audacity. But they said they don't really like taking government handouts, but, they really don't have a choice. And they are demanding.
MAGA foreign policy goes like this: Israel first, Argentina first. MAGA domestic policy is own the libs. That's it. That's the list. And what's happening in Argentina should be the canary in the coal mine for all of the MAGA voters who voted because of inflation and they wanted to be able to get further ahead in their jobs. They were sick of income inequality and they felt like Trump, for God knows what reason, was somehow going to be the change agent. And so what we have right here, put up this headline, Kylie, is Trump has extended a $20 billion line of money to Argentina to stabilize Javier Milei's failing economy. And you may be like, why the fuck does he care about this guy? Why are we giving Argentina $20 billion? Well, it turns out Milei is a huge MAGA thumper, and he went all in on Muskonomics. He's a Muskonomics guy, and you have Elon Musk and Scott Bessent. Trump has no economic plan. He has concepts of a plan, but he's never had an economic plan because he bankrupts everything. So here's what happened in Argentina. Pop this up, Kylie. Economic collapse, and then we're going to have a U.S. bailout. Milei assumed office in December of 2023 amid hyperinflation and economic chaos. He pushed a shock therapy agenda, deregulation and spending cuts. He basically eliminated a bunch of departments and did exactly what Elon Musk did with Doge and what Scott Bessent and others, Howard Lutnick and Trump, all continue to do with the United States economy. He issued a mega decree to slash regulations across the economy. Economy was extremely fragile, capital flight and currency pressure. So all investors left Argentina. Over 1 billion sold to defend the peso, and he drained the reserves. And now Milei is seeking $20 billion U.S. bailout and aid package. This happened in 2 years.
Yeah.
This happened in 2 years, and this is the exact plan. This is Muskonomics, this libertarian, cut all social services. We're so smart. We're going to fix everything. And now the United States of America is bailing out Argentina and you have people whose social services have been cut. And it seems like every single time I turn around, Pumps, this administration puts Israel first and it puts Argentina first. And you have a bunch of Americans who voted for this man, who live in rural America, that they voted for him because they think he loves the country and he thought he was going to help them. And he lied to them. He lied his ass off to these people. They were nothing but a transactional vote for him. Meanwhile, their hardworking dollars are going to Israel to kill kids and to Argentina because they elected a dipshit.
Check out how Trump's policies are destroying these red state farmers who voted for him, and we're going to be right back.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
You said, I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of your love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm.
After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
So my son will not be the seventh generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Now, a lot of my liberal followers are understandably, justifiably like, well, F around and find out. But that's a little too simple for my journalistic standards. There's something deeper going on here. Because if you have a historical understanding of how propaganda works on the human mind, I think everybody who's getting messed over by these Trump policies in red states who voted for him needs to start by suing right-wing media companies for radicalizing them into doing things that are against their best interests and echo chambering them out of the information that could have them more critical about his policies. I'll reiterate, if you ain't got the bandwidth to feel nothing for these people after what they done, I feel you. But low-key, high-key, this is tragic, yo. Because even as late as May, a survey by the Purdue company of like 400 farmers showed that 70% of them still believe that Trump's tariffs is going to have some kind of positive benefit for them. Remember that slew of executive orders that Donald Trump was just signing earlier on in the year? Well, it caused so much bureaucratic instability that it made the USDA pause funding for over 30,000 farmers in the United States. That was strike one. Strike two for the farmers was when Doge came in and gutted USAID. Everybody was like, oh, that's just a front for the CIA across the world. Maybe, but also it created automatic buyers all across the world for American-grown wheat and corn and anything that could bridge the gap for starvation. That's gone. Strike three was the deportations. These farmers literally voted for Trump to steal their workers and wonder why ain't no work getting done when all of these compounding factors are crushing them. Strike four, which is more than you're supposed to have, is what? The dude said it. The tariffs. He said it's the icing on the cake. We tried to tell y'all that it's Americans who pay the tariffs. Y'all didn't listen, so listen to these farmers. You know what's ironic? A lot of these farmers were dead silent or complicit in black farmers getting screwed over for decades by not only their peers, but by the USDA. So bad that they had to win lawsuit after lawsuit in the billions of dollars to get claims and damages done. And still the USDA was slow with paying them out. Had they not been so racist, they'd have had a larger coalition to argue for what they need. And what's even deeper is that a lot of these farmers' ancestors were given this land in the Homesteading Act of 1862, when freshly stolen land from Native Americans was given to European peasants for pennies on the dollar. We're talking about 1/10 of the U.S. landmass. The term chickens coming home to roost is a farming colloquialism that applies here with a ruthless poetic irony. I can't even really get myself to celebrate over this because I'm looking at how the sins of the father cascade down to the generations, how these farmers inherited not only land, but a culture from their forebearers that allowed them to be prime targets for propaganda like this. The only positive way that I could look at this is possibly a new beginning in disguise. Because if we're going to have an America that works for everybody, it's going to take these folks getting disappointed in this way to let this all burn down, metaphorically speaking, and plant new seeds for the future. That's just my take on it. What y'all feel? My name is Theo E.J. Wilson. Like, follow, and share this message out if you feel it. Holla back.
Thanks to Trump's tariffs, more farmers than ever are going bankrupt because they can't afford the machines used to do their job. Because of the tariffs, the red states are closing their stores because the goddamn the prices are so high, people don't want to pay it. Everything he said was a lie. This man was so desperate to be reelected to avoid prison. He lied his ass off. What a surprise, people. Donald Trump has been known to be a pathological liar. He is literally the worst candidate for president we could have ever have put in the Oval Office. And we are paying for it with our lives and our pockets. But this man is living in complete luxury while we're suffering. Yeah. I hope you learned your lesson.
Yes, does he want policies to sway his way because he's a person that's in business? Yes, but
more like a con artist. I mean, he's a failed businessman. He had 6 bankruptcies.
Every politician's a con artist. That's how they got there. So let's be honest. Okay. But anyway,
what is a con artist?
Well, a con artist would be an actual criminal. So I would say a manipulator.
Oh, so a convicted felon?
Sure, but they convicted him. So, I'm a convicted felon. Does that mean that I'm not qualified? Am I not qualified to have a debate or be in this conversation?
Well, I never said it's not qualified to be in the conversation. I'm just saying that, like, you said being a criminal.
No. Thinking about leaving MAGA, or maybe you have already left MAGA, listen up. Keep watching, because there's something I need you all to understand. If that's not you, you can keep scrolling. The other day, I saw a girl come on here on TikTok and say that she messed up and that she's sorry and she regrets what she did. She listed out reasons for why she kept voting the way that she did, and now she regrets it. And one can only assume that it's because the passing of the bill probably affected her. She said she was a single mom, so one can only assume. And while this is great that she went out on a public platform to apologize and recognize where she fell short, what got me, or what frustrated me, was at the end of the video, she was saying, if people are coming at me with hate in the comments, well, then you're just a part of the problem, because we all have to be on the same page. And while I understand this sentiment, right, like, at the end of the day, we do have to be a united front, but here's the issue with that statement or that reasoning. The way that MAGA has voted is actively causing harm and irreversible damage. The time to say we need to be a united front and own up to your mistakes was after the first time that he got voted in. At this point, it's too little, too late. So to expect the people whose families are being torn apart, whose businesses are falling apart, whose healthcare is getting taken away from them, any level of support, to expect those people to forgive you despite the fact that people are going to lose their lives there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. People are going to lose their lives. So to expect people to forgive you despite this fact, it is centering your own comfort, and it's not actually doing the work of reconciliation. Because here's the thing, you have broken...
God, girl, I have the perfect person you can call. Better yet, it's a duo. The Felon and the Hillbilly. What's that in the corner? Oh, that's your name. Oh, because you reposted this. Yeah, that's right, Faith. You reposted this along with a bunch of other MAGA content. And now, the father of your kids is being deported even though he has been trying to get citizenship in this country for the past 10 years. So call them. Because you voted for them, so obviously you put your faith in them. The thing is, Faith, I have a very hard time having sympathy for people who are getting exactly what they voted for. You sat there crying and begging for someone to help you, and all I can do, because I'm running out, man. I am running fucking dry. Is let you know that you can call 911 Daddy Trump and ask him not to deport the father of your children. Or better yet, you could push your Republican legislators to maybe pass a faster path to citizenship within Congress, but they won't. Have a nice day. My name is Mercedes. Wait, no. Have the day you voted for. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you want to see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. And guys, I'm running out. Like the sympathy, the empathy for these fuckers, it's running dry. I'm sorry.
You know, this is gonna sound harsh, but honestly, I don't care at this point anymore because you only care that it's affecting your family. You didn't care when it was affecting other families. I think it should be fair across the board for everyone, not just for some, like you think you're the exception. Because you're not. And I'm sorry it's happening, but you voted for this. Your repos give you away. They do. I don't know what you want us to tell you. Biden literally gave Venezuelans asylum. And what is Trump against? Anything that Biden did. Maybe write a letter to the president. Let's demand for an immigration reform. But that's not the priority. The priority is funding CBP and ICE, not USCIS. I don't know what you want.
How am I supposed to explain to my 3-year-old that her dad might have to leave and she may never see him again? He has loved her. He has loved my son, who is not even his, and taken him in. He has provided for her. I can't explain to you guys how urgent this is. And I don't know who needs to hear this. I know I need prayers for him, and for me, and for my daughter, and for his mom. But more importantly, there's gotta be someone who can help. Because this is not fair at all. This is so unfair. And he doesn't deserve it. He is a 24-year-old who's been trying for 10 years to have a good life here. I just ask you guys to please pray and to please just give me any resources that anyone has. Please, I'm begging you. This is not right. What to do? My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here. He goes to college. He's always worked. He pays taxes. He's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported. But more importantly, there's gotta be someone who can help, because
Faith Ann is asking for our help and our prayers. Should we give it to her? I don't think so. Let's meet Faith Ann. Now, Faith Ann is a Trump supporter. She has a baby's dad. She has a 3-year-old. And guess what? Her baby's dad is up for deportation. And Faith Ann wants us to help and pray for her. I think Faith Ann has got us fucked up. Faith Ann, you're going to have to live with your decisions. You're going to have to tell your sweet little daughter that you helped send her daddy away. Now, you have an option of packing your shit with your daughter and going to Venezuela with your boyfriend. Now, if you don't want to take that, you could just stay here in America with Donald Trump, the person you voted for, and fuck off.
Welcome to Poverty Season episode 1.1. Welcome to this era where you think that the literally people that actually need to suffer are people like me. Welcome to that season where you think that voting for this particular man can actually put every single thing in your purse. Or you think that poverty was actually meant for just people like me. Welcome to reality, because in today's video, we are going to be exploring a whole lot. Guys, let's talk. So literally these people voted because they feel like most people that are actually going to be affected are people like me. But it is quite unfortunate for them that that same poverty that they are planning for black people, that same poverty that they think will be rubbed in the face of people that look like me is actually bouncing back to them. I can tell you 100% for sure that these people actually know what they actually did. And that is why if they are crying and they are wailing, I am so happy and I am so super excited excited. Like, I love to see them come to solicit for funds. I'm sorry. I'm not going to throw a pity card right now, right? I love to see them beg. Like, I love to see them cry and gnash their teeth in pains, because I remember when the Black community were actually warning you people and telling you people that this particular route you are about to take would only lead you to destruction. It will not lead you to success. A lot of them said, no, this is the person that we actually wanted. He said he's going to implement tariffs. He said it is going to make sure he wiped off every single illegal immigrant, forgetting that those same illegal immigrants are people that are actually doing the job for you, doing the work for you, collecting just T-pence. T-pence that, as it stands now, nobody in the US as a US citizen will be able to work and collect less than $10 per hour. But these same tagged illegal immigrants are people that are actually doing it for you. You forgot about all of that. And now the Honorable Mr. Trump is actually trying to explore exactly what he said. You know, one thing I keep saying in my video is, Trump never lied. He said he was going to do it, and he is actually doing it. He said every single thing that he was going to do the moment he became president, and the moment he became president, he started implementing all of those things. And I love him for his sincerity. You know, a lot of them think that poverty was actually meant for Black people. A lot of these farmers that actually voted were happy because Black people will suffer. Like, there is no two ways about it. Nobody will even let me know about that. And that is why they choose Trump over the person that they were supposed to vote for. But now it has been a reverse case that most of them are on welfare, most of them are on food stamps, most of them are on DEI, even more than the Black folks. So now they're not seeing the reality of, if we knew, we wouldn't have. I did a video yesterday where they were really coming out to solicit for funds from the government, crying, wailing that the government should not help them. China no longer wants to import soybeans. They now had a contract with Brazil. Tell me. And I've seen some African countries that were even so happy that Trump regime actually opened their eyes wide for them to be able to go to other countries and do business with other countries at a very cheaper and affordable rate. So they're now realizing that instead of staying or hoping in US to spend all of their money in exports and importation with all of this tariffs thing, other countries are now open to make it more cheaper for them. And let's just be honest, if I am a president of a particular nation and I see something that is very cheap for my people and something that is very affordable, do you think I will literally just rely in the US because the US is what? Because the US is what? So now a lot of them are falling into reality stage, seeing that every single thing they actually plan for Black people is actually happening to them. It is just the opposite side. It is just looking more like the God of Black people is actually punishing these people literally. And honestly, am I not excited? Am I not happy? I am super duper happy, because you see these said people, if you give them a list to rewrite their vote, they will still go ahead and vote for the same person they actually voted for. A lot of them have not even come to realization stage yet until we get to next year, when a lot of them will not only be losing their farms, but they'll be losing a whole lot. So reality checks. Yes. You know, there is a saying that says, if you plan evil for someone, it is going to backfire on you. That is exactly what they are saying. Because for those ones always coming to be like, oh, they don't even know. Most of them were not educated. They were educated. They were supposed to ask questions. If you're not educated, you ask questions. That is why you are supposed to ask questions, so that at the end of the day, you know the right thing for you to do at every single damn right time. Not coming now here to start crying, wailing, oh, I voted for Trump, I lose my food stamp. It has not even started. Oh, I voted for Trump, now I'm soliciting for funds. Imagine the videos, clips I roll out for you guys, where farmers are now soliciting for funds. They are now coming to beg. They are begging someone they actually put in the same. They're now literally begging him to tell him that, please help us, please save us, we are drowning. And this man do not even want to hear if you're drowned. I love that dictatorship, honestly. He should keep doing it. He's doing the best for Americans. Yes, because that is actually what they wanted. So you think Black people are going to suffer? Now you are suffering. You think Black people are poor? Now you are poor. You think Black people are not worth enjoying every single thing? Now you are also not worth enjoying all of those single things. In fact, it is even hitting more on the white folks. Because why? Black people have already trained themselves that every single moment of the day, they will definitely jump and pass. Reality check. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And guys, with no further ado, I do like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. Do not touch the dial, come back for more.